So my name is Puneet Bhaskar, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Tyreplex. Right. So, you know, Tyreplex today is the largest B2B marketplace for tires in India. We started 3 years back at the onset of COVID, so we are born out of COVID, as we say. But in the last 3 years, we have grown, and we have gone on to, expand to 2 different cities, doing about $6 million on a GMV ARR, and growing at a unit economy positive basis, right? I get often asked, why tires? And the simple answer is it's a decently large category, and with very less digitization happening. So it's about $5.5 billion industry today, going on to become about $9.5 billion by 2026. Overall, auto replacement is about 15 billion today, going on to become about 20 billion by 2026. So eventually, it will lead to dovetail into other categories as well. When we, after looking at tires, we realized that, we need to go deeper, understand the distribution and the dealer. In fact, by the end of first COVID, we ran a tire store for about 2-3 months. This is where we started to realize what are the inefficiencies which are there in the system. Let me first tell you, what are on the retailing side, and then I'll tell you as a category. So tire retailing is like most categories, is unorganized, very fragmented, mom and pop stores. Literally a guy running the store with 2 unskilled laborers, doing everything end to end, from procuring to customer engagement to handling of service, etc. And they don't use any technology, right? Similarly, the category is also very different. It's a long tail category. So just the same car, let's say a Honda City, depending upon the year it is manufactured, the variant it is, whether it's petrol, diesel, whether it's automatic or manual, can have 3 different sizes of tire fitting into it. So it's a long tail category with 41 plus brands, 70K plus SKUs, with a very less demand predictability. What both of these things combined lead to is a dealer has to keep a lot of inventory, and that means a lot of working capital stuck. So a typical dealer who sells about 200 tires keeps 500 to 600 tires in inventory, and each of these tires are at about 4,000 rupees on average. So consider this about 15 to 20 lakh worth of inventory stuck with him, and he doesn't know more than 50% of it will generate demand at that point in time. What this leads to is when a consumer calls and says, I want this tire, he may not have it in stock, and he'll still have to procure it from outside. Combined category nuances and the retailing state where we are today, what it meant was these guys have very high inventory, a lot of working capital stuck. They procure very inefficiently, so they have lower margins. They have a lot of manual processes, doing a lot of hassle for their overall day in, day out, right? Which is where we come in. We provide them with technology to run their store efficiently. We provide them with a B2B marketplace through which they can procure all the brands. They can procure any category of tire, whether it's car, bike, scooter, truck, bus. They get a doorstep delivery at their store. They have 0 MOQ. So, I mean, if they want like 2 tires or 1 tire, they don't have to worry about. We deliver literally everything within 3 to 4 hours. So if we get an order at 11 in the morning, literally that product will get delivered between 3 to 4 hours. Which is where, with our technology, what we have been able to help these dealers is, some of the dealers, we have been able to reduce their working capital by as much as 40%. We have been able to boost their margins and also help them get more customers from online. We are asset light. So we are not, heavy on asset. We don't stock inventory. We are JIT. As soon as an order comes, it gets relayed to a number of suppliers. These suppliers then, tell us whether they have the inventory and all. We then pick up based on availability, price, and speed of delivery. So we are very asset light from that perspective. We have multiple revenue streams. So today we get a lot of all our revenue from B2B tire sales. We get marketing revenue where a lot of these tire brands work with us to get consumers to the store. Then we have just started accessories as part of the expansion into other categories. There are streams around financing and credit, where we would want to get into soon. Like I said, it's a very heavy working capital business. Tire recycling is other part on the ESG side, and then D2C brand is something which we will always have in our radar, but not today. By the time we have, let's say,
15 seconds, time's almost up.
This is how we have been growing. So we have been growing at 54% CAGR for the last 8 quarters. We are unit economy positive. When I say unit economy positive, we make money net of all costs required for delivery of that order, including logistics, marketing, CAC, everything. We make money. We are only present in 2 cities. We are not pan-India. And we are at a $6 million GMV ARR today. We believe by end of 25, we would be unit EBITDA break-even minimum, and by 2028, we should be doing about 115 million sort of a revenue ARR. This is a team, so all of us in the core team comes with at least 10 years of WorkX. All of us have worked in similar industries in e-commerce and auto tech. We've been part of 2 unicorn companies in India based out of Delhi. And yeah, so that's it from my side. On the raise, we are raising about 24 CR, out of which 11 CR is in commitments. Our existing investors are Advantage founders, 9 Unicorn, Titan Capital, Venture Catalyst, and we have a lot of founders who are on our cap tables as angels. So Off Business co-founders, Traction founder, Park Plus founder, Droom, Zolostrays, and GSF founders, they are on our cap table. Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
That's
Any questions from the investors?
Yeah. Yes.
When an order comes in,
Correct.
there is zero processing the first kind of a model. I will say I have that delivery.
Reverse auction.
But I have just 2 units available.
Correct.
But I need 4 tires.
Correct.
How do you?
So like that's why I said, the model looks at availability, which is the first thing. Then is the price, because that hits on the margin, and then is the speed of delivery, right? Because in some, so we also have, if the first thing, availability is not there, the rest won't follow. So it doesn't matter whether I have 2 or 4. So we don't break orders today. What we do is, it has to be processed from a single place. Otherwise, the other economics of the business will not work.
And give me the cost of the logistics on the order value.
So let me give you a deeper breakdown. So for us, an average order value is about 40,000 rupees. And for us, the logistic cost of that would be maybe 1.3%.
1.3%?
Yes.
And if it gets broken?
This is the average. This is the average cost. Of course, there are times when a single order with multiple SKUs may get broken. Same SKU may not get broken, but same order with multiple SKU may get broken.
And what is the typical last mile distance?
Again, depends. But on an average, it could be anywhere between 11 to 12 kilometers.
Sure. We should connect.
Yeah, sure.
Hi.
Yeah.
As you just mentioned that it's B2B,
Yes.
right? But you also mentioned that like when you get the order, then you channelize that to the suppliers,
Correct.
right? Who are their suppliers? And
So our customers are small. So India has about 100,000 plus tire retailers, right? And I'm talking about the middle layer, which are the small mom and pop stores. 91% are unorganized small stores. They don't have multiple outlets, etc. So these are our customers. At the same time, there are wholesalers who are larger retailers or dealers who, this guy if sells, let's say 200 tires, this guy would be selling 2,000 tires, right? So then there is a margin disparity. We don't today procure directly from the brands. But once we go to the brand, of course, the margin profiles and everything will go up. But today, because of 2 reasons, let me give you another data set on this. If we sell to 300 plus retailers, we also procure from 90 plus suppliers. The reason being the category is so long tail that, just to procure from 4 people and the supplier concentration is not that much possible. And hence, the availability which I was talking about makes the first cut because people are not able to find the right tire when they have to sell to the consumer.
okay. And how you handle the return and all this, because in tire the size problem is there, right?
Correct.
Because consumer doesn't know what's exactly that. I mean the awareness is not there.
Very, very right, and that's the reason we never got into the consumer side. In fact, we started, but we pivoted more to B2B. Also, the dealer knows the size very well.
Yes.
So he knows, and the numbers which I told you about $6 million, these are not GMV per se, these are net of all returns, cancellation, etc. So this is more like an NMV than a GMV per se.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Uh, any more questions? And also we appreciate the questions coming from investors. Rest of the people can have the founders outside and then ask the question. So and last question, please.
Can you just talk to your fill rate, how that works for orders that get flagged on the platform, how many of them get fulfilled, and what
Right.
is happening?
So I'll tell you, almost 98% side kind of an orders we deliver, right? I'll tell you what happens, which is where this supplier base increases, because the same product may not be present or available with one supplier, but it is present with, and which is where the inventory segregation comes into play, right? Maybe another data points for that. 30 to 40% of the sale will come from, let's say, 30 SKUs, but remaining 60-70% of the sale will come from literally 200 plus SKUs, which is where the fill rates increases for us, because we have been able to build the supplier network also equally strong and not just the demand network. In fact, some suppliers also become, demand guys also become suppliers, because they can supply some of those sizes which may be available in their store, but it's not available anywhere, let's say in Delhi-NCR also.
Thanks, Puneet. And investors who are interested can raise their hands. We can take a picture and make sure that we set up a call. Amit? Done? Let's have a round of applause. And the next one.